When investigators finally pried open the medicine cabinet in the master bathroom, they found it had been nailed shut with 22 iron brads. The wood was splintered. The mirror was cracked. Inside, sitting on the middle shelf, was a heavy, sealed glass jar. The liquid inside was cloudy with formaldehyde. What floated in the center was not human, though it was roughly the size of a human fist. It was a pig's heart. The most disturbing part was not the heart itself. It was the surgical precision of the blue sutures woven through the arteries. Someone had been practicing. 9 months earlier, Anne Foster thought she had found the perfect escape. The city had suffocated her with its endless noise and claustrophobic alleys. The sprawling, quiet suburb of Burton, nestled near the edge of the Pine Barrens, offered a silence she desperately craved. Her husband, Michael, a pharmacist at the local hospital, had found the Victorian house. It was isolated, surrounded by thick, twisted trees that looked like they belonged in a Grimm's fairy tale. Michael was a man of routines. He was the sort of person who blended in perfectly with the wallpaper of suburban life.
"I'll have dinner ready by 7.
She had said it 100 times before.
Take your time, Annie. I have inventory tonight. I might be late.
Every morning at 6:15 a.m., Michael placed a cup of black coffee on Anne's nightstand. He always placed the handle facing exactly at a 45-degree angle toward her hand. It was an act of meticulous care, or so she thought. The wrongness started small, the kind of thing you explain away at the time.
I must be losing my mind.
Anne stood in the kitchen, staring at the knife block. The heavy carving knife was in the second slot. She always kept it in the first. She moved it back. 2 days later, it was in the third slot. Michael didn't cook. She noticed other things. A faint, sweet smell of rot lingering near the basement door. She told herself it was a dead rat in the walls. The house was old. These things happened. Then there was Sinclair. He was their nearest neighbor, a burly, bearded man who lived a quarter mile down the road. Anne often saw him standing at the edge of his property, just staring at their house. "He gives me the creeps, Michael. He just stands there." "He's harmless, Annie. Just a lonely old man with too much time on his hands. Ignore him." She made a decision that seemed reasonable at the time. She ignored Sinclair. She ignored the smell. She focused on making the house a home. On a rainy Tuesday in October, Anne was looking for a spare blanket. She went into the spare bedroom, the one Michael used as a home office. In the corner sat a heavy, black leather trunk with military insignias on it. Michael had told her it held his grandfather's war memorabilia. It was always locked. Today, the padlock was hanging open, just a fraction of an inch.
He must have been in a rush this morning.
She lifted the heavy lid. The smell hit her first. It wasn't a dead rat. It was the sharp, metallic tang of dried copper and bleach. Inside the trunk, there were no war medals. There was a massive K-bar military knife, its black blade stained with something dark and rusted. Beside it lay a spool of electric blue surgical thread. Beneath the knife was a stack of Polaroid photographs.
Oh, God.
Anne picked up the first photo. It was a young woman with blonde hair, sitting on a swing in a park. The photo was taken from the bushes. The second photo was the same woman, walking down a street. The third photo was taken inside a bedroom. The woman was asleep. Anne recognized the woman. It was Rachel, a cashier from the local grocery store who had gone missing 3 weeks ago. The police assumed she had run away. She dropped the photos. Her hands wouldn't work the way she needed them to. She dug deeper into the trunk. She found a driver's license belonging to a man named Anthony Willis. She found a small, white box containing human teeth. She had noticed it. She just hadn't known what it meant. The carving knife moving in the block. He was taking it out, testing the weight. The smell near the basement. The inventory nights at the pharmacy. He had access to sedatives. He knew exactly how much it took to make someone sleep without waking up. And Sinclair. The neighbor wasn't staring at the house to be creepy. He was watching Michael. He knew something was wrong. Anne heard the gravel crunch in the driveway.
No, he's not supposed to be home until 7.
She looked at the clock. It was 3:15 p.m. She scrambled to put the photos back. She closed the lid. She snapped the padlock shut.
She stood up, her breathing shallow and ragged. The front door opened. "Annie? I came home early. The fog is getting thick out there."
Anne walked out of the office. She forced her face into a mask of calm.
Hi, honey. Everything okay?
Just a slow day. He smiled at her. It was the same smile he gave her every morning when he handed her the coffee. The smile lasted a half-second too long. You look pale. Are you feeling all right?
Just a headache. I think I need to lie down.
Michael took a step toward her. His eyes flicked to her hands. She was trembling. Let me get you something for that. I brought some new medication from the pharmacy. It will help you sleep. He knew. She knew that he knew.
No, thank you. I just need some water.
She walked past him into the kitchen. She didn't run. If she ran, she knew he would catch her. She reached the counter and grabbed her car keys. Where are you going, Annie? His voice was entirely flat. There was no anger in it. That was the most terrifying part.
I forgot to buy milk. I'll be right back.
She walked out the front door. She got into her car. She locked the doors. She started the engine and drove away. She did not look back in the rearview mirror. Anne drove straight to the police station. She sat in an interrogation room for 4 hours, explaining the trunk, the photos, the teeth, the smell. When the police raided the house that evening, Michael was gone. The trunk was gone. The basement had been scrubbed clean with industrial bleach. The only thing left behind was the medicine cabinet, nailed shut, hiding the pig's heart with the blue sutures. A message left behind. A promise of what he was practicing for. Michael Foster was indicted in absentia for the murders of Rachel Collins and Anthony Willis. The indictment was based on trace DNA found in the floorboards of the basement. He was never apprehended. The investigation remains open.
Anne moved to a different state. She lives in a high-rise apartment now, far away from any woods. She still checks her locks twice before bed. She never drinks coffee anymore.